In preparation for a lot of these videos, I simply do keyword research, as you can imagine. And I found this question, how to promote your services online. And I really know how to do that. We're going to talk about two specific ways, because there's a lot of things that we can talk about with marketing, but I'm going to focus on the two that I really know well and that I've gotten a lot of great results from. So stay tuned. All right, Scott, can you guess, now that you've already looked at the notes.
I wouldn't have to look at the notes.
Can you guess what the number one tip I'm going to recommend to promote a service?
Well, yeah, you're going to talk about YouTube.
Okay, and what's your guess on the second thing?
Probably LinkedIn.
Okay, because we've talked about both these things before. YouTube and LinkedIn. Why YouTube?
Well, no. So we're going to talk a little bit about YouTube, right? And most people, when they think about YouTube, they just think of it as, a source of entertainment. A quick laugh, a place to hear some good music, or catch the latest news or the latest viral video. It's rare that people actually look at YouTube and say, "This is an amazing marketing source for me."
Exactly right. But how many times have you searched for how to unclog a drain or how to?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we all do that. You're right. The kind of the DIY stuff. You're in the middle of changing your oil and there's a weird looking nut and bolt configuration and you go, what is that even? What if I take it off? What if I take off this nut and bolt? And there's a video on it. I love that. And
what about, let's say, what topics do you speak on?
I speak on humor in the workplace, being nice to your employees.
Okay, so if I'm an employer and I go to YouTube and I'm like, how do I get my employees to get along? I type that in. I bring up a video of you.
No, wouldn't that be nice?
Talking about how to get employees to get along. I now see you as the expert. So that's the opportunity with video on YouTube. It's an amazing search engine, but it's a place where people go to learn as well as be entertained. And if you have a service, you can demonstrate your service, but you can really showcase your expertise in answering the questions that your customers have. Now, I want to distinguish, there's a difference between educational how-to style videos and promo videos. There's definitely a place for both. Promo videos are where you take people through an emotional conversation that really focuses on not just the features, but more importantly, the benefits of what you offer. It really helps people emotionally connect with you, your brand. Those videos go on your website. So when people are ready to check you out and check out your services, that's when you want them to watch a promo video. But on YouTube, you just want to help them out. You want to answer their questions, showcase your expertise in just giving them that advice or that help or that tutorial that they need. And by doing that, they see you as the hero. And then when they need your help, when they need help in that specific thing,
then they can go to your website.
And they go to your website.
And then they see the details, the sales pitch, so to speak.
Yeah. And at the end of the video, it's totally fine to throw in a little teeny sales pitch, but the video is done, right? You say how to get your employees to get along. You give them all the advice, and that's how you do it. And then at the end, it's like, so if you found this video helpful, I've actually got a training course on how to work with your employees. You can find it at a page on my website, link in the description. And that way, people know that you offer something, but they don't feel offended at all because you gave them all this information for free, really helping them out. They see you as they're here because you told them how they could, solve that thing.
You're a credible source for them. And like you say, you haven't mixed it with any sales messaging until there's that separation. And then you might say, come see me here or look into this there. Yeah.
I mean, it's such a huge advantage on YouTube to think that you have an expertise and I have an expertise. And there's people all around the world that are searching for that expertise, but they don't know that you and I exist. And simply by creating this video that they can find, now they find us and they see us as that expert that can help them. All right, now we're going to talk about LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a great place for business to business, and I like to focus on LinkedIn because I've gotten some great results, and I'm really going to simplify it. The strategy here is not a spammy marketing technique. Step one, there's 2 steps here. So step 1, really polish your profile. And I'm not talking about polish your resume. A lot of people on LinkedIn will create their profile to look like a resume. I worked at this job, this was my title, this is from this date to this date, and then I was here, and then I was here. I've got this degree, I've got this certificate, I ran in this race, I've got this trophy. Okay, this is my resume. that's not going to sell your services. Think what would sell your services. What do you put that stuff on the home page of your website? Or if you were to create a brochure, to market, or a flyer to mail out or something, what would you put there? That's what you want to put on your LinkedIn profile. You want to talk to your ideal customer. So if your ideal customer comes there, they'll see what you do for them. You kind of talk about the benefits. So on mine, I don't remember exactly what I put, but it's something to the effect of, I help influencers make 7 figures from their YouTube channel. Something like that. So people know exactly what I do and the benefits of how it impacts them. So if an influencer comes to my LinkedIn profile, they know how I can help them. Mm-hmm. I don't need to say I worked at this company and I've ridden my bike this many miles.
Well, I mean, there are people out there that are looking for jobs, you know what I mean, that aren't necessarily doing business, but that are just trying to lure an employer in. So they do have those available. But you're right, in terms of what we're discussing here, which is,
for the people watching this video,
trying to market our business.
You've got a service that you want to market.
You've got to find a different way to present it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
If you're trying to get a job, then just ignore my advice and create some fancy resume on LinkedIn. But if you've got a service that you want to promote, that's step 1. Really polish up your profile. Find other examples to look at. Look at other people's profiles that are more of a sales piece, but that are inviting, that are warm, that don't come across as salesy, that just think, oh, wow, this person's really good. I want to hire them as a speaker, or I could hire them for this, versus the resume. And you'll see what I'm talking about there. Feel free to check out mine and critique my profile. Once you've got that created, this is the magic. This is all you have to do. Obviously, find some people that are your ideal clients. Send them a connection request with a customized note, a customized message. And don't sell. Don't try and help them. Don't try and push anything. Just give them a sincere compliment.
So what's an example of a customized message like that? I mean, that you've done or you've used or you've seen?
Let's say I wanted you to become a client of mine. I thought, ooh, Scott, he is amazing. I want to work with this guy. So I say, hey, Scott, I took a look at your profile on LinkedIn, and I'm really impressed. I see that you're doing a lot of good things. It looks like you're doing some great things in helping leaders in the workplace. You're also in a lot of shows that I really admire. Keep up the good work. And that's it. That's it. That's literally all I would say. What typically happens, Scott gets that message and he's like, oh, that's a nice thing to say. Who is this Nate Woodbury character?
And then I look to see.
And you look at my profile, which is now the sales message, and you see how I can help you, but I didn't have to push it on you.
Right.
And what typically happens beyond that is you'll actually go and visit my website, or you'll watch one of my LinkedIn or YouTube videos. That's really what happens. I have people that will then reply and say, hey, thanks. It looks like you're doing some good things too. I read your profile. And I also watched one of your YouTube videos. This was really funny. They'll comment like that. I did a test, and I found that between 60 and 70% of the people that I sent that type of a message to replied to me. That type of percentage is just unheard of. If you're going to send out an email, you get a 1% open rate. We consider that decent or whatnot.
Right.
But to get 60 or 70% of the people on LinkedIn to reply to you, and a lot of those people have checked out your profile. So that's definitely a way to market your services. You actually just showcase your services on your profile and then just give compliments. So which of those 2 strategies are you going to implement? I hope both. I would actually implement both.
Everybody loves to get a compliment paid. I mean, stroke their ego a little without saying anything too salesy.
Yeah, how long would it take? I mean, you got to polish your profile. Maybe that takes an hour, maybe longer, I don't know.
Yeah.
But how long does it take to send a compliment to a few people each day?
Not long at all.
So YouTube videos, how long does it take to record a 10-minute episode answering somebody's question?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
By my math.
All right, we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah.